We sell a solution for finding new customers, finding customers with intent to find your solutions, contact information like email, phone numbers.
Zorian, would you be opposed to me providing you with some feedback on how you explain what you did?
Yes, I could do a far better job, but please go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of times when I ask people what they do what you did.
I describe what we do instead of value proposition, right?
So yeah, the people describe what they do, and context matters. So I'm going to teach you another formula, and then we're going to do a redo.
Let's do it.
So the problem, what we want to try to solve for is I have to be able to relate to some kind of need or problem before I could talk about how you can solve it. And an easy way to do that is to start your explanation with, do you know how? Right? So do you know how you reach out to people, but they're not in market for what you're buying? And they might take a meeting with you, but they're not going to buy.
I love it.
If you ask that question, people are going to be like, all the time.
I love it.
Right?
Can I
and
go?
Then,
can
and then
I
we
try?
can kind of get at, well, we make that go away. And they're going to say, well, how? And now we're in a conversation rather than having a monologue. So this turns it into a dialogue rather than a monologue. So let's actually try this again. And you could change a little bit different. So what exactly does your company do?
Do you know how, Mr. CRO, fellow CRO, your sales team tries to find email or phone number information of a prospect they want to reach, and they are wasting too much time looking for that, or when they find the email somewhere it's incorrect and they can't even find the phone number? Do you know how your marketing team doesn't have enough contacts to reach by sending emails to them because they don't have access to the correct email information?
See, I think you solve a different problem. This is a really good, so I think lots of companies find, like if I'm using Lead IQ or I'm using a Seamless, people are they're getting their job done today. They're finding email addresses and phone numbers.
I wasn't finished. I was trying to add intent.
It's one sentence.
A few other things.
It's one sentence. You gotta, what's the difference? You gotta
do you know how,
do you know
how to find the right prospects with the right information and intent to buy your solution?
So
let's perfect it more. Go ahead.
Let's talk about it into a problem. Do you know how you reach out, you do an outbound, and you reach out to someone, but they're just not in market. They're just not looking when you call them. And so they're not interested in talking to you.
I love that.
Right.
I love that. I'm getting free advice.
I don't know if that's the actual words, but it's very concise. And that's really the difference between what you guys are doing from my chair and everybody else that's out there. And that solves a real big problem, because from an outbound perspective, 98% of the time is they're not even interested. So wouldn't you like to know who they are? I would.
I love it. I love it. I typically just gravitate towards a simple explanation, and not in the sales context, but you've actually nailed it. I should have actually applied the best practices that you embrace and espouse right on your show.
So this gets to two things that Zorian did really well. First off, he was open to feedback, quick learner. And two, there's a difference between knowledge and doing. So knowledge, reading the book, any book, scratches an itch. It's fulfilling. It's satisfying to listen to this podcast, but doing it and getting the reps in is a completely different thing. And now Zorian got a little reps in, meaning we did a role play. Now we're going to do it one more time just to show you the improvement. So Zorian, what do you guys do?
Do you know how your sales teams looks to reach out to prospects, but when they reach them, they don't know whether there is actual intent to buy what you're selling?
Perfect. Look at that. Look at the difference. And if he did it 10 more times, it's going to get even better. And the idea is to get a conversation going, because if someone doesn't say, yeah, I do know that, your solution has no value because I can't relate to it. So if that one doesn't hit, you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one. Yeah, but you don't do them all. You don't make all the chess moves at once. Zorian, thank you for being open to a coaching session. You were awesome, and you were a great guest, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the free training and coaching. I appreciate that.